Alright guys, so like I said in the last video, this video has been split into two halves. So, you've already watched the first half. If you haven't, I'll leave the link in the description. And here's the second half. Enjoy. Okay, so the next one, we have the Scorpion King. So the main reason I grabbed this one, I actually don't mind this one. This one doesn't get a lot of love, and I think it's because of the terrible freaking CG, especially towards the end. It looks like a video game character. It's really, really bad. But the main reason I have it, I have the first two Mummy on VHS now. In fact, I think I've shown them on haul videos. So this might have been the only other one on VHS. I know there's the Dragon Emperor, and I think there's even a Mummy Part 3. I don't know if those were on VHS or not. If they're not, then I have all the Mummy movies now. If they are, then I still got some more to get. Alright, next one. I haven't seen it, but... well, that's not true. I have seen it, but only parts. I really don't remember it. We have Revenge of the Nerds. I'm going to try to remember what it's about, so I think they start... I'm not even going to say it, because I think I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm not... Basically, it's a comedy movie. Nerds become popular or something. I really don't remember. I'm not going to say anything. Next one. So this is really freaking awesome, man. I'm glad I found this one, because now I have all three. We got Terminator 3. So yeah, like I said, now I have all three on VHS. I'm always really happy when I can complete a set. And I've actually been lucky and completed a ton of different sets at this point. I have... like all the Austin Powers, all the Ninja Turtle movies, all of these now. I'm only one short on all the Kevin Smith movies, which I have one of them here. I don't know, there's a bunch. I'm not going to name them all. Next one. When I was younger, there would always be a movie that I would get like super, super, super into, man. That would be all I would watch for months. That'd be all I'd talk about. I'd have to like find a shirt from this movie. I'd have to set my wallpaper. I'd have to make a screensaver with a slideshow of pictures from the movie. I wish I could be that passionate about movies now. But like basically the way I look at it now is I don't like rewatching movies unless I really don't remember it and I want a refresher, which I've actually done quite a bit of recently. But the way I look at it is, why rewatch a movie? I could be watching something I've never seen before. But pretty much every movie I was ever super passionate about when I was young was always horror. Or at least horror-esque, like Crow was one of them. Silent Hill I really liked, mainly for one scene. Tamara, Kevin Smith movies, which isn't horror, but I was super into the Kevin Smith movies. Chucky... Jason Voorhees, the Friday the 13th movies, Poltergeist. Anyway, there was a bunch, but this was the one that was like not even close to horror that I was super into, and that's First Blood. I hate action movies. I've said it before. They're all the same to me, just boom booms, explosions, blah blah. But this one, I don't know why, but I freaking loved it, man. I really, really loved this movie, and it is a good one. If you haven't seen it and you're into action movies, which I know one of you in the comments was. I can't remember your username, but anyway, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's about a soldier who comes back from the Vietnam War, and I guess there was a lot of protesters back then who would basically hate the soldiers. They'd say they were baby killers and spit on them walking down the street and whatever. So this guy is passing through a town, and the town just doesn't take kindly to him, and this cop like escorts him out and says, you know, we don't want your people here. We don't want soldiers here. And this was a guy who was like the best of what he did in the army. And for him, he's a soldier. That's what he is. That's what he always will be. He's a soldier. And he basically goes to war with this whole town, like the whole entire police force. And then they got to call in like, I think it's the FBI or the state police or something. And this guy basically goes on war. Him, his one-man army, just him against like the whole freaking state. And it is a freaking awesome movie, man. This is easily my favorite Stallone movie. I mean, fuck Rocky. I think that movie's way overrated. I can't stand the Rocky movie. I don't see the hype. It blows my mind. I think that movie's terrible. But First Blood is freaking amazing. This video is going to end up being really long. That's fine. So the next one, I haven't seen it. This is before my time, but I know during the time it was out, it was super popular. So I'm really curious. I want to check it out. I think there was a show, though, and I think it was the show that was popular. But Dick Tracy. So I know it's a detective movie. That's really all I know. In my mind, I'm thinking like Who Framed Roger Rabbit minus the animation. That's basically what's in my head. I don't know if that's what it is. Next one. So now I'm only one short of owning all 4 of these, which I've had in my cart before I put it back, and now I'm like, damn it, because I would have had it complete. We got National Lampoon's Vacation. So now I have Christmas, Vegas, and the first one here. Now I just need European, and I'll have all the vacation movies. I think that's all of them. I think there was just 4. This was definitely one of the better ones. They were all pretty good for their own reasons. But this is, I think, my favorite of the 4. I really don't remember European. But, yeah. We have the first vacation movie. Next one. This is actually a really not very good movie. Strange Brew. So most people, I guarantee you, haven't heard of this one. So there is a show in Canada. I don't even remember what the show was. It was like a sketch comedy show. And 2 of their characters were called Bob and Doug. These 2 here. And they were just very stereotypical Canadians. They had the accents and everything they said was just very stereotypical Canadian. And people freaking loved them, myself included, man. It was freaking one of the best skits on that show. And they ended up getting their own movie. And the whole movie's about, I think, like a corrupt beer distributor or something. I don't even remember. I've definitely seen it, and I loved it at the time, even though it's a bad movie. It really isn't very good. But I get it more for nostalgia and yeah, I like it. It's a bad movie, but I like it. Alright, next one. Another one I actually haven't mentioned on other movies before, or other videos, whenever I say favorite movies as a kid. But this was way up there. This was definitely one of my favorites as a kid. Surf Ninjas. I don't even know how to explain the movie. It's these 2 kids. This is one of Rob Schneider's first movies, actually, and you could barely tell it's him, man. He's got like this short red hair. But yeah, you got these 2 kids who I really don't remember. They find out they're adopted and they're actually kids of like ninjas or something. I don't know. I really can't remember, but it's a freaking awesome movie, man. I loved it as a kid. Especially the last scene, the like song. I don't know, whatever. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. It was an awesome movie. Next one. So this is something I kind of decided a while ago, but I never see the movies. I want to get all the Pauly Shore movies. A lot of people nowadays, like maybe 10 years younger than me, even a little younger, if they watch a Pauly Shore movie, they're just like, what the hell? This guy's stupid. But at the time, he was freaking awesome, man. Everybody loved Pauly Shore, myself included. And that's all I used to watch. There was a station that would play Pauly Shore movies all the time, and this was one of the better ones. You got Son-in-Law. So yeah, I really want to get all the Pauly Shore movies, and I never see them. The only other one I have is Encino Man. But there's a bunch more. In the Army Now, Jury Duty, Biodome. There's a bunch. Alright, next. So like I've said, pretty much every haul I managed to get a Kevin Smith movie, and it's almost been like a countdown. I'm like, okay, I need only 3 more. I need only 2 more. So yeah, I only needed 2 more, and here's one of them. We got Jersey Girl. So this is more of a romantic comedy. This is way different than any other movie Kevin Smith made, but I still want it just because it's his and I want to complete it. So now I'm only missing one, my favorite Kevin Smith movie, Mallrats. So once I get Mallrats, I'll have every Kevin Smith VHS. And then I'll have to get all the other ones on DVD, which, honestly, I'm probably missing quite a few of those. Alright, next. This is another one that used to play on cable all the time. And I think that's why I have a love for it, because it's definitely intended more as a girly movie. But pretty much everybody I know liked this movie, male or female, they seem to like it. Romeo and Michelle's High School Reunion. Still sealed, too, which is freaking awesome. Apparently, this was from Kmart. But yeah, I don't remember much about it. I know it's two girls who they were in school were constantly teased and stuff. Their high school reunion's coming up, so they want to impress everybody. They decide to make up a lie that says they're rich, that they invented Post-its or something. I don't know, but it's... Like I said, I think I love the movie just because of how much I've seen it. Like, back then, I didn't buy movies too often. Oh, that's not true. If I had money, I was buying movies. That's pretty much all I spent movies on when I was a kid. But for the most part, everything I watched was either rentals or on cable. Cable especially. And that was played a lot. So I think that's kind of why I have a love for it. Alright, next one. This is probably my favorite hockey movie. I'm almost certain it is. We have Youngblood. Still sealed as well. It's weird that I just tell you it's like my favorite movie, hockey movie, and now I'm about to tell you I can't remember exactly what it's about, but I can't. I just remember every once in a while I get in little fads, and a few years ago, it was probably like 10 years ago, I decided I wanted to watch like every hockey movie ever made. So I haven't seen this since then, like 10 years ago, and that was the only time I had seen it. And I definitely considered this one my favorite at the time. But yeah, I can't remember much about it. Next one. Jack. This is another one that was on cable all the time. And I'm actually starting to realize, man, how much they used to play movies on cable. They don't do that anymore. Actually, AMC does during October. They play a ton of horror movies, so good job, AMC. But other than that, you don't get a lot of movies on TV anymore, man. They all, like, transformed into movie stations that you have to pay extra money for now. And yeah, back then it was just always movies. You didn't have to worry about, like, now it's all these shows competing for time spots on channels. And back then there wasn't as many shows as there is now. So they had a lot of free space. So just throw a movie in the free space. But basically, this one is about a kid who has a disease that makes him age really fast. So he's played by Robin Williams. I think he's an adult. Well, he looks like an adult, but he's actually 10 years old. Something like that. Oh, wow, I got it right on. He is 10 years old. And yeah, I really don't remember much about the movie. I can remember one part where one of his friends gets him to pretend he's his dad and get him out of trouble in school or something. But awesome movie, and it's one of those ones that has like the tear-jerking endings. It feels really... Oh, okay. It felt weird when I was like squeezing the case. It's just the Blockbuster sticker. Okay. Next one. I definitely haven't seen the movie, but this was another cartoon I freaking loved when I was a kid. The Jetsons movie. So yeah, this was just another cartoon from, I think Jetsons actually started in the 60s. But I mean, this one ran for a while. I definitely watched Jetsons when I was a kid. I freaking loved it. So I saw the movie. I've never seen it in store before. I had to grab it. But basically, it's about a future family. Alright, we got just 3 more and we're done. Next one. I was actually really happy to find this. The case is like super faded. I'm wondering if it's fake now, but it seems real. Because I've been running across tapes that you can tell are just obviously bootlegged. Like, the case is super faded. You could tell it was like printed with a cheap printer. And you could tell the label on the tape itself is just like something somebody printed. And yeah. So this looks faded, but I do think it's real. Anyway, Ghostbusters 2. I don't actually have the first one yet. So kind of a bummer. I wish I would have found that one first, but that's still awesome, man. Everybody loves Ghostbusters, and I don't remember the second one. In fact, I might go rewatch that, like, right now. Before I made the video, I'm like, what the hell am I going to watch after this? I'll go lay down, watch a movie, grab a bite to eat. It's, like, really late right now. It's almost 5 in the morning. I'm on a really dumb sleeping schedule. So, yeah, I was going to go just chill, watch a movie. Couldn't figure out what, but I think this might be it. I think I'm about to go watch this. 2 more. Next one. So, a few hauls ago, I showed that I found Jaws, and I was, like, really happy about it, but I was, like, bummed that it was this weird letterboxed copy. Like, it even says right on the thing, letterbox version. Which, back then, letterbox is what came out before widescreen. It was so... You could see more of the shot, but obviously, because of that, you would have the black at the bottom and the top. But, so yeah, that's what came out before widescreen TVs came out. But yeah, I was kind of bummed about that. But now I found this freaking awesome copy. I paid only $1.25 for this, which is awesome. Got Jaws 2-tape collector's edition. I'm starting to like get really into these collector's editions. I didn't think I would. It was just kind of one of those things. If I see it, cool. So a lot of the movies I show you guys that are 2-disc, they're 2-disc because the movie was too big to fit on one. But with this one, that's not the case. One tape is the movie, the other tape is special features. So special features did exist before DVD, just you'd have to watch them on tape. So you couldn't really pick a special feature you wanted, you'd have to watch them all. And so yeah, we got Jaws 2-tape collector's edition. That's pretty fucking awesome. So now I got the weird letterboxed version and I got this version. Alright, last one, and this one's pretty awesome. We have Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 and Part 2. So again, it's a double disc. It has Part 1 on one, Part 2 on the other. Finally, I got some freaking 80s slasher. So like I've said before, I do have 3 or 4 of the Halloween movies, but they're the later ones from like 90s, even early 2000s. But I haven't been able to get any of the first ones, like Friday the 13th, Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street. So I am super bummed that this is a 2-pack. I'd prefer to have them separately. I've never been a big fan of, like, complete packs. Like, you can buy, actually, really cheap at Walmart. You could buy 8 movie set DVD at Walmart for $20 for Nightmare on Elm Street, which is really freaking cheap for that, man. But yeah, I prefer to have them all separate. It makes my collection look bigger and it just makes me feel better. But nonetheless, I saw it. I'm not going to turn it down, especially, again, it was $0.25. Pretty much all of these range from $0.25, 50 cents, or $1. This was one of the ones for $0.25. So yeah, I finally have Freddy 1 and 2. So now I just got to get some Jason movies, some Chucky movies. I got to get Hellraiser. Bring them on. But yeah, guys, I think this turned out to be a really long video because I almost reviewed freaking some of these movies. I practically gave you a review on First Blood and etc. But hopefully that's good. Hopefully you guys like it. You know, give you something to chill back and listen to. Maybe in the background or something. But anyway, I'm like babbling now. I'm going to go watch a movie. Probably Ghostbusters. Grab myself some food. And maybe sleep. We'll see. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.